From now on, everything that I say and that I write on the board will be recorded. Now, in the front of the book, it says that there's PowerPoint for the course. And I have been through Pearson's website and just searched all over the place and finally called another instructor, and she said it was out there on Blackboard. So I haven't had a chance to do it. In fact, let me try that just to see if I can get that. In fact, I may not. Let me see if I can find it there. Because I found this out just before class started and didn't have a chance to see if it indeed was there. So. Okay, let's see if I can find the PowerPoint. Okay. This Blackboard is awfully slow too. Developmental Math Resource, I think that's the one. Or is it this one down here? I'll try this one first. Let me try this one. It says developmental math, so that probably should be the one. All right. Syllabi book, blah, blah, blah. Faculty contact, email, my math lab. If y'all see anything that looks like PowerPoint, stop me. Math videos, test generator, archived. Did y'all see anything that look like PowerPoint? Let's see, looking at this thing. Sample test, sample syllabi, textbook sections. I don't think that looked like. Yes, ma'am. What's that? Oh, 98, right. Okay. Okay, well, I put it on the board that we were in here.
Well, this will be my first time because they changed me from this morning class to this class.
Okay. All right, come and have a seat. What's your name, please?
Henson.
Henson. Got it. I saw your name. Is it Tiana?
Uh-huh.
Is that what you go by?
Tiana.
Tiana, okay. I mispronounced really badly in your name?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Right? That would be Al Puffy F, right?
No, Al Collin.
Al
Just call
Collin.
me Al.
Al?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. And Nadia, I forgot. Nadia, I forgot to circle your name. All right. Guess what, team? We are one person away from absolute perfect attendance. Way to go. Keep it up. Darren Liddell Payne, we haven't seen yet. Right? Whoa, that is great. That is fantastic. Okay, let's see if there's any PowerPoint in here. New book access, test gen, textbook sections. Ha! Look at that. Okay, chapter 10. Okay. Now let's see if it'll open. Well, here we go. We'll do Tim 1 first. Okay. All right, so we will have PowerPoint today. I thought I was going to have to write everything down, but I was able to find it. All right, so for new people here, and there's more have come in, let me go over a little bit of what we did last time. We don't have time to go through everything again. But let's start with Blackboard. Are y'all all familiar with Blackboard? Anyone who is not? Okay, all familiar. When you go to this course in Blackboard, let me get this to open up now. Slideshow from current slide. Okay. Let me pause for a moment and see if I can get rid of this one. Okay. Now we'll go from current slide. I'll try to go from current. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about, go to Blackboard for this course, homepage for Blackboard, and somewhere in the upper left column, corner of it, you'll see a number of tabs. In the instructor side, they're blue. I don't know what color they are in yours. But whatever they are, there should be one that's, okay, this is not my normal syllabus. There is actually one somewhere down there that says syllabus. Okay? Now, last time in class, which was a couple weeks ago, the only time we met in class, I went through the syllabus, and it was long, complicated, way too much detail, I thought. So since then, I contacted another instructor. He said, oh, let me show you my syllabus. It's a lot better. Okay, so the one that's out there now is the newer one, and it's more updated than the old one was. Okay, so that's changed. The bulk of the course has not changed. I mean, the important stuff is not. But the new one actually has my name on it, you know, and has more information that way, but it's a lot less blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I didn't say that, did I? Okay, it's in there. So you can, there's a new syllabus out there. I also placed my locator card. I don't remember if we went over that in class last time. It's just when I'm in class, when I'm not in class, when I'm on campus, when I'm off campus, which campus I'm on, that type of thing. It's like what we put on our doors that shows when we're in and when we're not in, when we have office hours, when we don't. That's on there, okay? Now, what I don't have on there are these PowerPoints. I'll try to have those on before class next time, okay? Because I just have gotten them, like I said. She told me where they were right before class, and then I was on the phone with the publisher, and I couldn't get her off the phone, and she wasn't giving me any information anyway. So I have found the PowerPoint. So I will load those onto Blackboard, your version of Blackboard, so you can have those. I can't think if there's anything else I'll put there. If I find any websites that I think might be useful to you, I'll put those there too. Right now, I can't think of any. Most of the ones that I use are usually upper-level courses, and I'm afraid they would not be of very much use to you. So anyway, we did that, and there's the Blackboard. Now, one thing we didn't do last time, and I hate to take time to do it, but it is important, and that's talk about safety. Now, we're not going to do very many things in this class that are, you know, hazardous by any means, but we do need to think about 3 areas of safety. One of them is weather, and this is the time of year when we could have, in fact, today they said there were chances of tornadoes, okay? So if you hear the alarm go off, that siren go off, the blast happen, then that means we need to do something. What do we need to do? Where do we go? Yes. Okay. Yes. Go low and interior. That's what you always think in terms of weather safety. Now, here is where we are. Here's the classroom right here up here in the corner. Go out the door here, hang a left, go down this half flight of stairs there, hang another left, go down one complete flight, and you're almost at the lowest part of this building. Not quite. You're a few steps above when you come off that stairwell, and right in front of you will be the restrooms. And actually the restrooms are low, they're interior, the walls are close together, you have a lot of corners. There's not much safer place to be than those restrooms. Of course, spending the next hour or two in a restroom may not be your idea of a pleasant thing to do, but it's a safe thing to do. Here is a disadvantage of the restroom besides the unpleasantness of it. If we really were having a weather emergency, a tornado, severe thunderstorm, something like that, there's a really good chance the power would go off. The restrooms do not have emergency lighting. So again, to spend an hour or two in a perfectly black restroom may not be your idea of a fun afternoon. So, if you don't like the restrooms, the very next room to those restrooms, there you go down about 2 or 3 little steps, and it's on the right is the dean's office, the academic dean's office. Now, the trouble with that place is it's almost always locked up. Because the academic dean lives on the Birmingham campus, only occasionally comes over here. But if she's here, or if the associate dean is here, or sometimes some of the other instructors from Birmingham will use that office when they're on this campus. So if any of them are there and they invite you in, then you can go there. Again, the rooms are close together, it's interior. And let me say this about everything down here. You don't see anything here because this is second floor up here. We're down on the first floor. What is in here is this new wing. It's not really a wing because it's in the middle. And all that's been added, but that's all first floor space, so it doesn't show up here. But below that, the walls on these things on the first floor completely soil behind them. There is no open wall, so those are the strongest, that's the strongest wall you can be on. So anywhere on the back wall in the spaces I'm talking about here, the restrooms, the dean's office, the next things I'll be talking about, that back wall is really strong. And of course, the corners are strong. Corners are stronger than open wall because you've got two dimensions here, support from both sides. So corners are really great. So if the dean's office is not available, the next room there is the is room 160. That's the normal developmental math classroom. And if you had Math 09, you probably had it down there, right? Unless you had Miss Mark, yeah, she teaches that way. But if you were downstairs, so that's a room. Now the problem with that one, big open space. But again, that back wall back here, fantastic support there. The corners, great support. The middle, not the best, but the other walls and corners are not bad. Now, after that, you get to the glass doors in the hallway, and that's the library. Inside the library, the first door on the right there is a computer lab. Much smaller than the classroom, so the walls are closer together. That back wall is very secure, and the corners are very secure. But anyway, those would be okay places. Next in the library is the what I call the reference room, or the research room, something like that. It has the globes and the atlases and that kind of stuff. That's a pretty good room. That back wall really supported well. The disadvantage, it's a large room, so you don't get out in the middle too much. The walls are better. But the disadvantage there is there are bookshelves. And if there was a lot of movement upstairs and walls started doing things, the bookshelves could fall on you. I don't think it's likely to happen, especially on that back wall. But that could be a hazard. Don't go any further into the library, because any further you're in exterior spaces. You don't want to be in exterior spaces. You don't want any windows or external walls. You want to stay inside. Now, one of the best places to be is that hallway. The hallway, the walls are relatively close together. No corners, that's the disadvantage. But the big advantage for the hallway is the hallways have emergency lighting on both ends. So if the power does go out, you'll be able to see, and if you're talking to your friends and stuff, you can see their faces and not be talking to the wall. Okay, so your friend. No. Okay, so that would be the next thing. So if you hear the alarm goes off, head that way. Now, let me also tell you this. All of you look pretty able-bodied right now, and I hope you stay that way the whole time. But say if you go on a skiing trip on the weekend or something like that, injure a leg or something, you wind up on crutches or wheelchair, I'm going to do my best to get you to safety easily. So I'm going to be the last person out of this room. You proceed down, stay safe, orderly fashion, down to that first floor area. Stay together wherever you choose to stay together until I get down there. When I go, I will also carry my roll book and a pencil or pen. And I will call roll again. And if we can't account for you, somebody has to come back up, putting himself or herself in harm's way, risk of life or health, to search for you to see if we lost you somewhere along the way, and we could get, something blow in the window and shattered glass and all that bad stuff. So please stay together. Once we all get accounted for down there, then if you want to mingle around with other friends, that's fine too. But stay together to begin with. All right, any questions on weather emergency? Okay, the other next kind of emergency we have to think about. Now, the whole purpose of this is so you get it ingrained in your head now, so if something happens, you don't freeze and panic. What do? You'll know what to do. Okay, the next would be if the emergency here in the building. So let's say that could be fire, chemical spill, something like that. Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, yeah, he's got a trigger finger. No, okay. Let's say, hope it doesn't happen, my computer explodes, okay? And arcing and sparking catches the paper on fire. What do? Okay. We will go outside, but not through the window, okay? If that's what you meant, no, we won't do it that way. But we just go outside and let the building burn down, and all the rest of the people didn't know it. No, we don't do that. Two things that we need to do before we exit. Say again? Oh, no, yes. Let somebody else know about it so no one else gets in the building and burns up in smoke inhalation. Y'all are just trying to get out, aren't you? I see. I got to watch you people. Okay. Now, so what we'll do, at least one person, now the best thing to do is to call campus police. And Lieutenant Tate wrote this with his own hand, so I assume this is correct. The Lawson State Police Department for this campus, the mobile that the main police officer has wearing on his body at all times, his or her body, is 426-3654. 426-3654. If you want to put that as a speed dial in your telephone, not a bad thing to do. And that way you know you can get in touch with Lawson State Police on this campus immediately. Now, if you don't have that number, forget where you stored it or whatever, then 911 is next best. Because the police will contact 911. They are here and they can start the process here. But if not, call 911. Okay, so we've done that. One other thing we probably ought to do for everybody else in the building, if the fire started in here. Say again? Fire alarm. Okay, good. That leads to the next question. Where is the closest fire alarm? Anyone know? Okay. Okay, there's a fire extinguisher on this wall. This second floor, all this is a long hallway going down this way. You take the left, left, we go there. This down this way. This is the old part of the building. There is not a single fire alarm anywhere on the old part of the building. The building was built before that was code. So it's only the new part of the building. Where's the new part? When you go down, out the door, angle left, go down that half flight of stairs, go onto this corridor that goes across, and that goes into, you always walk into financial services, right? That's the new part of the building. They have fire alarms there. So there, if you take immediate left, you'll see a fire alarm there. Immediate right, you'll see a fire alarm along there. Either place, go to the closest one you can get to easiest, and pull the fire alarm. And I know that you guys especially have always wanted to do that. Yeah, but no, let's not do it unless it's an emergency. Okay, so that's if it initiates in this room. We call, we do the alarm, and then we proceed out. Now, let's take over from here. What if we hear the fire alarm? Okay? It started somewhere else, and we hear the alarm. Where do we go from here? Okay? And again, we go out of the room, into the hall, take a left, go down the half flight of stairs, take another left, go down one complete flight. This time, rather than going in, you go out. That's the closest exit right there. And you go out. That gets you onto this grassy area right out here. But don't stay on the grassy area. Go on to the parking lot. The parking lot is between here and Ethel Hall building. Now, why do you go to the parking lot? So you can get in your car and go? No. You stay together as a group. Because, again, I'm going to be the last one out. I'm going to make sure those people who did the calling and did the fire alarm, that everybody's out safely. Then I'll get there with my book, with my pen, and we're going to call roll again. And if you're not there, if you jumped in your car and left, and no one knows that, we have to assume you're back in the burning building. So here I go, or somebody else, some a fire professional is having to risk his or her life searching for you when you took off and did something you weren't supposed to. Don't do that, okay? So please stay together as a group. They will let us know what the plans are, okay? If they say, oh, it's a minor thing, under control, you can go back to class. Oh, we'll all be happy. But, you know, if the buildings are going up in blazes and we can't find rooms elsewhere, they may say, okay, except for the day. But we wait until we hear that. Okay. So there's interior emergency. And someone else has already said, closest fire extinguisher right on that wall. I mean, within 5 feet of the door there. Okay. Right there. And I know y'all all didn't break that glass and we're getting fired. Okay, so if it's in here, we do that too. All right. And then the third, active shooter. Now, if y'all haven't noticed already, I talk too loud, right? The reason is I'm hard of hearing, okay? I don't realize I'm talking too loud, so it's good to me, but, you know, everybody else is. Okay. So, you're more likely to hear a pop that could be gunfire before I'll be up here just going to town, you know, and not hearing anything. So if you think you've heard something that sounds like gunfire, stop me. And what do we do then? Okay, we get very quiet. You're absolutely right. Huh? And we turn the lights off. Okay? We get back here in this corner. But there's something else I've got to do first. Lock the door. Okay, now let me tell you about these doors. The classroom door here, there's no key from the inside. I can't lock it from here. There's no button here I can press and make it lock. I have to literally go outside, find the right key, and lock the door from the outside, and then come back in. Don't you dare pull that door on me. Okay, now. I can tell you were thinking it, weren't you? Okay. Now come back in. Now it's locked from the outside. We can get out from the inside. But guess what? There's another entrance here. Okay? This set of offices here goes to the classroom there. They have a door out there. I don't have a key for that. So somebody, if y'all don't want to, I'll be glad to do it after I lock this one. In fact, I may just go around the hall if it's not too close and close that door. Turn off that light too and come. Now, this door right here does have buttons here. That door is now locked from the inside, but not from the outside. So it does us absolutely no good. In fact, it does us harm to lock this door. So don't lock this door. Okay? Now that little door there has a deadbolt. If I had a key for it, that would be ideal. I don't. But that next door also has buttons on the side. When you press that one, it locks from the outside, but not from the inside. That's the one we lock. So I go to close the other door, turn off the lights, that's there's a pastor there. And then, if they are, I'll invite them to come join us, because we don't have more people that lock that door. We lock that one, we close this one. Why? Because these two doors have glass, you can look in. You can fire in. Closing this one, you know, you can't even see. And hopefully not fire. We close this one as well. And then, as you said, we all are back here. Oh, what else have we done? Oh, yeah. First, right off the bat, someone's doing that while I'm locking the doors. Okay? Then we get very quiet, get over here. Gunfire can probably penetrate wood, certainly glass, hard to penetrate concrete block. It's really quiet. He doesn't know we're here. We stay that way until police or someone else comes and lets us know it's all clear. Okay? What's that?
I said throwing bags.
Yeah, and also get anything that makes it look like there's a class in session, get it over here too. Bags, notebooks, all that kind of stuff. Good deal. Y'all know the drill. Okay? The reason we do it now is so it can be almost automatic if anything should happen. Hopefully that will not happen. As far as I know, there's only been one active shooter on a community college campus. It was some other state. Minnesota, Kansas, somewhere, I don't know where. Now, several universities have had them, okay? Not good. And then theaters and other places have had them too, and outdoor festivals. But we hope it won't happen. They're very, very rare, but you got to be able to think about what we need to do beforehand. All right, any questions on any of the safety issues? Good deal. Okay. All right. I think we may have mentioned this before, and very many of you have books yet. I see a few. The chapters we're doing in 098 are 10, 11, 13, and 14. And again, y'all help me out because this is the first time I've taught this course in several years. We were in a previous book, and so this book is 10, 11, 13, and 14. Okay? Yes.
Did you, for us people who bought the My Math Lab last semester, you said you were going to...
Right. And I mentioned that earlier. I was on the phone with the rep trying to get, I did it last week or week before, did all the things I thought I was supposed to do. They said, four business days will give you a code. So either that has happened or they still haven't given me the code. So I tried again today and finally got a number for the customer service rep. And by the time I went through all that and the woman on the other end, I wonder if she was even in the U.S. She had a fairly strong accent. I'm hard of hearing. And I kept having to have her repeat things, and she didn't seem to understand too well. Finally, we went through the stuff, and we got to the point, and finally she said, well, now, if you do this, I said, it's 2 o'clock. I've got to get to class, so I still don't have the code. Hopefully, by Wednesday, I'll have that code. Sorry about that. I tried. Yes?
On Blackboard, you have a course ID code already on there, but it's not yours. It says Martin.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
Martin.
see if that works.
It did it for me.
It did.
Uh-huh.
Okay, guess what, folks? You have a code. It's on Blackboard. Ms. Martin put it because she was originally teaching this course. And she must have already arranged it and gotten everything out there.
Yeah, it worked.
Done. Okay, thanks for telling me that. See, I haven't even been able to log on to my math lab because I don't have a code to get on my math lab yet. But if it's there, it's on Blackboard and you can get it there. Yes.
What's that code is for?
I'm sorry.
What's that code is for?
Oh, the code is for my math lab. That if you bought a new edition of the book, it comes. What is it? Is it just a number? It's a little thing. It looks like a CD, DVD, but I don't think there's anything in it, is there? Oh, it's a big thing. Okay, so you get all this, and that's your code right there, right? Okay.
And then I wrote the course ID thing.
And you wrote the course code up here. Oh, here it is. I'll give it to you now. Martin, Martin.
That's his code.
No, yeah, but no, this is for the course code, course ID. Martin 10915. Good deal. Okay. 10915. 5 digits. 10915.
I told Ms. Martin earlier that she was in this. She was like, you had to change it. Because I told her that too. I logged in and it said Martin. I seen it today. She's kind of upset that it's still her name on there. Because it's with her class.
Oh, this is the same one she's using with her other class. Well, maybe we better not do that. I don't know why she wouldn't object to grading all your stuff too. Okay, let me wait and see what I can find out. Good try though. Okay. But you can use it, I guess, until we get a change. So for all the tutorials and that kind of stuff, it's there. In fact, that's what I'm going to suggest you use it mostly for, is use it to do as much practice as you can. Okay? Because most of your scores don't come from quizzes and tests. Yes?
So, Mr. Fowler, is it 2 weeks? I mean, because you get the 2 weeks
Free period
of math lab. And I actually was in her class and I bought my math lab code last semester. So it gives you 2 semesters, a 98
Right.
code that you can use.
Right.
So is this going to...
No, the code should still be good. It's just I got to give you a course code to go with that.
So can you give me that code again?
No, they said that's hers. That she transferred that to the other course she's teaching. So, yeah, I'd like for her to have to grade everything, but I think that'd be fair, yes.
Do you need both the book and the math lab?
Absolutely. Well, do you need them both? It depends on you. That's up to you. You're adults. You decide I can live with one or the other. If you only have the book, that's all you need as a minimum from me. Some people, if you get the book, you get the ebook too. If you get the code, you have the ebook too. So you have the book with that also. You don't actually have to have the paper copy unless you just want that, and some people do. But you don't absolutely have to have my math lab to do the course, because I teach mostly from class and quizzes and tests. That's where you're coming from. The My Math Lab is supplementary to help you learn the stuff better, okay? And hopefully it'll be there and be transparent and clear. Now, when I've tried using these things before, not specifically My Math Lab, but actually did some training on it, but this was a long time ago. They may have corrected it. Let's say that we had an answer that was, and you may not understand what this means now, 2 times 9x plus 5 over 3. Okay? That is a perfectly legitimate, correct answer. But it could be written as 2/3 times 9x plus 5. Or it could be written 18x over 3, which would reduce to 6x, plus 5/3, 10/3. That would be a perfectly correct answer. My Math Lab is only going to count one of those right, even though all 3 are perfectly correct answers. And that's one reason I really don't care for these computerized packages. They will sometimes count right answers wrong, and that makes you frustrated. I thought I did everything right. I look at it and say, you did do everything right. It's just they're looking for it in a different form. Now, I don't know. My Math Lab may have corrected this. The web assign that the upper level courses use has not corrected that, and it really is frustrating to students. So, but the tutorials are fantastic. They're helpful. The things that go along with it, hints and things like that, they're great. Use them. If you got it, if you pay for it, use it. Okay, but you're not going to be graded on it. That's just like homework, That's ways that you learn the material. So when we do have quizzes and do have tests, you do well on it. Okay? So I don't want it to be something that hurts you. I want it to be something that has potential to help you only. Okay? Does that kind of answer? All right, good deal. All right, any other questions? Let's get to math. Okay, chapter 10, real numbers, equations, and inequalities. We're actually going to skip the inequality part because that's not covered in the course description for this course. So it's just going to be real numbers and equations. Okay, there's our book. If you don't know what the cover looks like, that's what it looks like. All right, the objectives here: identify rational numbers, irrational numbers, and that has nothing to do with gender, by the way, so don't get that, okay, and real numbers, okay? We'll talk about these symbols, though we're not going to use them much, to compare real numbers. We'll reverse the direction of inequality statements. We're really not going to do much of that because that's in that last section we're not going to do. We'll use the order of operations, yes, to simplify expressions that have brackets associated with them, or parentheses. We'll remove parentheses and simplify expressions using distributive property and other properties as well. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with sets of numbers. What's the first thing mathematically you probably ever did? Think way back. Say again? Before that. Counted, exactly. You counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You made your parents so proud, right? How many apples? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Way to go. Okay. No, you ate 1. 2. Okay, never mind. That was subtraction. All right. That set of numbers that we use for counting are called the natural numbers, sometimes also called counting numbers. And we represent sets by these braces, they call them. I call them curlicues, but technically they're called braces. The set of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The dot, dot, dot means it just keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. Okay? Forever. Okay, so that bunny dots. Okay, now, next set of numbers, we didn't add much to it, did we? In fact, we added nothing to it. We added 0 to it, okay? Those counting numbers plus the number of zeros, this set of numbers is now called the whole numbers, okay? Only difference between natural numbers and whole numbers, you have the digit, the number 0 included in this one. Otherwise, they're the same. And then we have what we call integers. These are the whole numbers and their opposites. So that would be negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on, and the positive and 0. Okay, 0 has neither negative or positive, it's just 0. So this is going infinitely in both directions. That's sort of the dot, dot, dot over here and the dot, dot, dot there. All right. Now, sometimes we represent these sets, to me, rather than having to write all these numbers, use what they call a number line. Okay? I'm not going to draw it on the board here, but I'm going to reference this. The natural numbers, or counting numbers, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, represented there. Evenly spaced numbers. It starts at 0 but doesn't include 0. The whole numbers then would count 0 as well. And then the integers would be all those plus negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Now this actually has two of those number lines, one vertical, one horizontal. We usually do it horizontal. I like horizontal. It makes it sound better than vertical anyway. Okay, so those would be the integers. All right, so that we still haven't mentioned rational, irrational, or real. This is building up to it. The suspense is deafening, isn't it? Okay. Now, what are rational numbers? What's the first 5 letters there? Ratio. What is a ratio? A fraction. Excellent. It's a comparison of two numbers in the division sense. So any two integers, a ratio of any two integers, that forms what we call the rational numbers. With one little exception there. What can you never do in division? Say again? One more time. No, negatives are fine. Just like negative integers, yeah. You can have that. What can you never divide by? 0. 0! You can never divide by 0. So a ratio of any two integers, as long as 0 is not in the denominator, that is called a rational number. So a rational number is any number that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers, as long as the denominator is not 0. So guess what irrational numbers are? Numbers that can't be expressed that way. Can you think of any number that can't be expressed as a ratio of two integers? What?
0.
No, 0 is that there. It's right there. 0 over 3 is still 0. It can be expressed. 0 over 1. That's fine. Okay? Does anyone know what the square root of 2 is? Okay. Time out. Let's back off a bit. Those ratios, fractions of numbers, if you write them in decimal form, how would they look? All rational numbers, if you write them in decimal form. The way I used to do it, make up a decimal. Fraction. Any kind of fraction form. And by the way, folks, this is a tablet PC. I can write on this with an ionizing pen. If you ever signed out of Home Depot or somewhere with these, you know how well they write. Yeah, so stand by for really nice. Okay, give me any fraction whatsoever. Make up a fraction. Say again? 4 over 5. Whoa! You have to do it right. Okay, I forgot to turn on my pen. Oh, I don't want laser pointer. I want the pen. Okay. Yuck. I had to hit the screen, didn't I? Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Get out of laser pointer here. Nope, that's not right. Sorry, this usually works, but you see, part of the problem is say again?
So they look faded, so you can't get it.
I can't hear.
They look faded, so you can't get into
I know that's why they're not responding. But what I'm trying to do is what this is down here. I can't see that because the always learn is right down there.
Those are arrows.
Yeah, I know those are errors, but I'm trying to figure out what they do. Ooh, went the wrong way, didn't it? This works in my other packages. Let's see what this one does. Nope, we already did that. Okay. What does that one do? Arrow options. No. Screens. Okay, I hate to do this, but I'm going to end the show, and then I'm going to start it again. Okay. What a pain in the neck, or some other part of the anatomy. Okay. Ah, here we go. No, it's still on laser pointer.
Maybe because it's a power.
What's that?
Maybe because it's a power point.
Okay. Let me try that. All right. Now, what are you suggesting?
You gotta get it out of PowerPoint.
Okay, let's get all the way out of PowerPoint and get back in.
Hey.
Oh, at the bottom. Okay. Let's try it again. Never gives me this problem. It must know you guys, okay? What's that?
Yellow bar.
The yellow bar? Say again?
Move your cursor down.
Okay. Okay, y'all know computers better than I do. Okay.
Now you should be able to.
All right. That may be it. Usually it doesn't come up in here. Okay, let's go over a couple slides. Slide, okay. Ah, there it is. All that to get a pen. So you said 4 over 5. That's a rational number, right? Not an integer, right? Okay. Now how do we make that into a decimal? What I usually do is pull down the house here and bring the 4 inside and put a bunch of zeros after it. I don't need but one. 5 won't go into 4 at all, so I'll put a 0 in front there. 5 will go into 40. 8 times. Excellent. And there we're done. So 4 fifths is the same as 0.8. That's another way to express a rational number. Now, what do you notice about that decimal number? It ends. It terminates at 8. It's 0.8000000. Nothing else happens. Give me another fraction.
1736.
One more time.
1736.
Okay, I like it. 17:30 seconds. Okay, bring down the house. 17.00000. We don't need that many, but I'll put them down. Okay, 332 won't go into 17. How about 170? How many times, approximately? 5 times. Let's try a 5. 5 times 32 is 160. Y'all do the work. I'm just here to get paid, you know. Is that 160? Okay, then you do what? Subtract, and that gives you 100. You bring down another 0. By the way, I slash my zeros. I slash my 7s. I was in the Navy and keeping logs. You always did that to distinguish between O's and ones and things or whatever. So that's why the slashes are in there. 32 will go in 100. How many times? How about 3? Okay. And what will that be? 3 times 32? 96. Subtract. 4. Bring down a 0. 32 will go into 40. How many times? 1. That'll be 32. Subtract. 8. Okay, go back to basic math. Okay. 32 will go into 80. How many times? 2. Okay, very good. 2 times 32 is 64. Then you subtract, and that gives you 120, no, 180, 160. Height. Okay, never mind. Okay. All right, and I think someone said 5. 5 times, I needed all those zeros, and 5 times 32 is? 160. Done. 0 remainder. There's the decimal represented by 17/32. You thought we couldn't do it, huh? You can. And it is a terminating decimal. It stops after the 5. No more digits. Give me another fractional form. Any fraction. Second? 1/2 is so easy. 0.5. Got it. Done. 5/8. Okay. 0.625. Done. Got it. Terminal. Second?
1370 seconds.
1330 seconds. Okay. It's not going to be too far off from this one. You subtract a quarter from this, so subtract 0.25 from it. You got it. Done.
24/32.
Second?
24/32.
24 over 32. Still, that's going to be pretty easy.
65.
Another one. 7/5. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that one. 7 over 5. Is that what you said?
705.
Okay. Now divide. 7.000. It's a pretty easy one. What does that give us? 1, 5, 2, 0, 1.4. Not 14. The decimal goes above it. 1.4. Also called 1 2/5. And 2/5 is 0.4, 1 2/5. It all works out nicely. Math is beautiful that way. No matter which way you do, as long as you don't screw it up, it works. Okay? Give me another fractional form. 16 over 4. Say again. 16 over 4? That would be 4. Okay, I done it. Okay.
How about 1 and 1/9?
Ah, excellent. 1 1/9. I like that for many reasons. Okay? Now, first you have to get it into a improper fraction, which would be, anyone know?
11 over 9.
More like 10 over 9, right? A 1 is how many ninths? 1 is how many ninths? 9 ninths. Plus 1/9 is 10 ninths. Okay. So this is 10 ninths. Okay. And then pull down the house and do it into 10.00000. Okay. And what do you get? 1, 9. I'm going to erase some stuff. Hold on just a second. Okay. All right. Get my pen back. Okay. Subtract and you get? Point. 1. You don't have to put the point there. 0. Bring down the 0. And what do you get? 1, 9, 1, 0. Ah, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, yeah, you get the idea? It doesn't terminate. But what does it do? Repeats. Okay? That repeats the digit of 1. 1.111111111 forever. And you can put a little line over it, and you have it 1.1 with a little line over it, or 1.111 with a little line over it, 1.1. That means it repeats forever. Okay. Now, you don't have to have single digits. I'll make up another one. Give me a digit, any digit. 7 what? 72. How about 0.727272? That's another. That's 2 digits repeating. Give me another one. 0.5 72 2 2 2. That 5 7 don't repeat, but the 2's do. So that's fine. Give me another one. Okay. 1732 732 732. You say anything like that. You can go for a while, but after a while, something starts repeating. Like the 732, 732, 732. Then you put the line over the whole thing. The 1 wouldn't have it over. Okay? Those are repeating decimals. So if it terminates or repeats, those are rational numbers. But point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, No, nothing ever repeats. Or 3.1459 dot, 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 dot. What's that? Anyone know? Pi. Yes, I love pi. Okay. And there's another irrational number called E. We won't get to that in this course, but you'll get to it in a later course. That is irrational. Never repeats. And when I mention the square root of 2, it's 1.41. It looks like it starts repeating 414, and then after that, it just gets random. And in fact, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 4 is terminal 2. Okay. Square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8, square root of 10, square root of 11, square root of 12. All those are irrational numbers. Never repeat a pattern. Okay? Rational numbers that can be written as a ratio of two integers always repeat. At some point. It may be the 0 that starts repeating, but they either terminate or repeat. If they don't, they're irrational numbers. Okay. I think we beat this horse to death, haven't we? All right. So let's identify some of these. Rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a quotient or a ratio of integers, with the denominator not equal to 0. You could never, ever, ever divide by 0. In other words, rational numbers can be written in the form a over b, where a and b are both integers. Huge integers, small integers, whatever, they just can't be 0. Okay? Where b is not equal to 0. That's your definition of a rational number. Therefore, here's some. 5. Whoops, I don't see any ratio there. Do you? Is that a rational number? 5, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, maybe, 5 over 1, of course, can be written as a rational number, a ratio of 2 digits, or 10 over 2, or 15 over 3, whatever. Okay? About negative 18, can negative numbers be rational? Of course, okay. Negative 18 over 1, or 18 over negative 1, or whatever. Okay? 3.5, can that be written? That's a mixed number. That's not a ratio, is it?
All fractions are.
All fractions. That would be written as 2 times 3 is?
6.
Plus 1 is? 7 over 2. Right, you got it. How about negative 5/8? Is that a ratio of two rational numbers, of two integers? Yeah. Either negative 5 over 8 or 5 over negative 8. Both of those. All fractions. Mixed numbers. Decimals that repeat or terminate are rational numbers. Okay, excellent. Any questions yet? Always ask questions. Please don't let me just spout out about stuff and you say, I don't understand, or, what, does this count? Yeah. Okay. So all decimals that terminate 0.19. If you had to read that, how would that read? Okay, yeah, if you read this at 0.19 or 0.19, but if you read it as, okay, this is the ones digit, the tens, hundreds, this is the tenths, hundredths, so that would be 1900, so there you have it, 19 over 100, 1900. That's a rational number, right? So any terminating decimal can be written as a fraction. How about 2.7? Can that be? Second? Is that a rational number or not? Yeah, because it's terminating. What would it be? 2 7/10. Write that as a decimal, as a ratio, and that would be 27/10. Very good. 2 7/10. Multiply the 10 times 2, 20 plus 7, 27/10. Excellent. Now that one, 0.333333 dot 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 dot, or line over it, either one. That's what? That's a third. Okay. Do you know how to determine what some of those would be if you do have a repeating thing? The 0.3 is so easy, we know that. How about 0.72? Okay. They just tell it to you. Let me show you how to get that. I don't know if you're interested. I know you are. You're very inquisitive people, aren't you? Yes. Okay. So let's do 0.727272. That's what it means to have that line over it, right? Right? So let's let Are you okay with giving it a letter name? Want to call it N for number? Or R for rational number? Or what? You can name it anything you want to. Fred, I don't care. What you want to name it?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. You come up here and write that. No, okay. How about M for Morgan? Okay? M. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply. I won't tell you now, but I'll do it. I'm going to do 100M. What would 100M be? How do you multiply 100 times a decimal number? Yeah, you just move the decimal 2 places because there's 2 zeros here. That would be 72.72727272, right? You see that? You buy it? Oh, I got some land out in Florida. Nice swampland. I will show you. No, never mind. Okay, so this will be 72.727272, ... It just keeps on repeating, right? Guess what we can do? We can subtract those two. 1M from 100M is how many M's? 99 M's. Y'all are good at this. And when you subtract this, these 72s just all disappear, don't they? Except for that one, equals 72. And guess what? We can divide both sides by 99. Okay? Now there is a rational number. M is equal to 72/99. But what is that not in? Simplest form. Will anything go into both 72 and 99? What? 9 will. How do you know that? I'm going to give you a little trick here.
I do it by the 3.
Okay, 3s will do too.
Yeah.
Let me give you some rules here. Okay, these are pretty simple. If the last digit is an even number, it's divisible by 2. That's divisible by 2, that one's not. So 2 won't go into both of those. 3, strange but true, add your digits together. 2 plus 7 and 9 plus 9. If 3 will go into both of those, 3 will go into both. But guess what? Same thing works for 9. 9 will go into 9 and 9 will go into 18. So the better one to do would be 9. But you can do 3s, you just have to do them another time. So let's do 9 into the 4s. 4s are strange. If the last 2 digits is divisible by 4, then it's divisible by 4. Okay, but this one's not. Okay, 5s, really easy. What? If it ends in a 0 or 5, it's divisible by 5. Yeah, that one's good. I like that. 6. Well, 6 is 2 times 3, so it has to be divisible by 2 and divisible, and you do your 3s. Add your digits. So it's 2 and 3, then it would be. Okay, this one wouldn't because it doesn't do by 2. 7. You come up with a rule, you win the Fields Medal. That's the highest award given in mathematics, because I don't think any way to tell if something is divisible by 7 except put it in your calculator. Okay, no rules for 7. 8. If the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, the whole number is divisible by 8. That gets too complicated. Put it in the calculator and see. 9, we've already done. 10.
0, 0.
Yeah, 0's on the left. Yeah, okay. Y'all know those rules. Good. So let's divide by 9. 9 will go into 72 how many times? 8. 9 will go into 99. 11. Guess what they got? Oh, look at them. We got it too. 8 11s. You see it? Make sense? Okay, good deal. So any terminating decimal or repeating decimal will be a rational number as well. Okay? Now, it says graphing rational numbers. So, like I said, let's take the number line. How are we doing on time, folks?
3 minutes.
We can get this one done, I think. Here's a number line, okay? It's a pretty ugly number line, but don't make fun of me, okay? Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. How do I do negative 3 over 2? Second? No, write that as a mixed number. That would be negative 2 will go into 3. 1.5 5, 1.5, 1.5. That negative 1. So there's negative 1, negative 1.5. There would be negative 3/2 right there. How about negative 2/3? Okay, that's between 0 and negative 1, right? And you split this into thirds. There's negative 1/3, there's negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. Okay? That one right there. Give me a different color. Name a color.
Green.
Green? Okay. So we'll do these in green. Okay? How about 1/2? Where would that be?
Halfway in the middle.
Between 0 and 1. So come over here, there's 1/2. Got it. Y'all are good. How about 1? There it is, right there. Got it. How about 23/8? Ooh. Second? Oh, you want to divide each one of these into 8s and then count 23 of them. Okay. I have this theory about mathematics. I think to be a good mathematician, you have to be just a tad lazy. Do any of you qualify? No, you're all, oh, wait, you have some good budding mathematicians here, but some of you are hard workers. Hard worker can still do it. Okay, that doesn't exclude you. But to be good in math, I think you need to be a little lazy because you always try to find the easiest way. You could divide each one of these into 8s and then add 8 and 8, do like this. That would be the hard way. Easier way, divide 8 into 23. Second, 2 and 7/8. Exactly, 2 and 7/8. So you come over here to 2. 1, 2, there's 2, and 7/8. This one you have to divide. So there would be 1/2, that's 4/8, 2/8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is right there. That would be 23/8. All right, 3 1/4. Here's 3, by the way. So split that into 1/4. There's 1/2, there's 1/4, there's 3 1/4. 3 1/4. There we go. You graphed all of those on the number line. This one, that one, that one, that one. This one, and that one. Okay. Good deal. Okay, sorry we're out of time. That was so much fun, but we ran out of time. Let's see if there's anything you can do for homework. On page 687, I think the odd numbers are in the back. Has anyone checked? I believe they are. When y'all did 100, did you have odd numbers in the back? I mean, 90? Were odd numbers in the back? I hope so. Y'all aren't answering, okay? Let me just see. Yeah, odd numbers are back there. So do any of the odds 1 through 9, and then do 11, and stop there. 1 through 9, any of the odds 1 through 9, and then 11. Good deal. All right, we'll see you Wednesday. I hope, yes. That's on page 687. 687. If any of you don't have books and want to take a picture of that in my book, you can do so. Okay? Okay. Oh, good deal. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, is this too wacko so far?
1 through 9 and 11.
Huh?
1 through 9 and 11.
Yeah. Any of the odds 1 through 9.
What do we do off that page?
Just do those. 1 through 9 or 11.
1
Any
through
of the
9
odds
or
1
number 11.
Right. Any of the odds 1 through 9 and 11. Sorry. That's it. I thought y'all wanted to take my picture. Do you want to take my book picture? That hurts my feelings. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's not too crazy, is it?
Oh. Nah, that's not crazy. I was in the military too, so I know it's not crazy.
What's that?
I said I was in the military too, I know it's not crazy.
Okay. I can tell by the way you nodded when I said that.
Is it any one of the odd numbers?
Yeah, any of the odds 1 through 9. You can do all of them or just any of them you want to, and do number 11. You only want 9. everybody, not everybody.
My
has
camera
it.
kinda needs this, so I
don't
gotta
wanna penalize
do
anyone
it
for
more
buying
than
it.
one time.
It's a great study tool, so use it.
You try to hold it
So
to get focus.
We got quizzes and
See
tests.
my camera got cracked.
I think that's all in the syllabus. I think that's all.
Could you like send me
And the final exam course, just another
See
thing.
if I can. I can see.
You get it?
No, my camera kinda needs this.
What's that?
My camera kinda needs this.
Oh, I see. I can never get mine to work either. I offer to. Maybe one of these guys could send you an email of it. Do you know any of them?
No, I just sent you the picture.
Let me see if it's a good picture. We do another one. Not that good. Turn on the flash, maybe that'll work.
Where would I go to listen to the lecture?
sorry?
Where would I go to listen to the
You
lecture?
can go to Blackboard and go to Content and then scroll down till you see Math 098 YouTube videos. Yeah. And then click on that. That takes you there. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Got it? All the cursing you did of your telephone there, you know, it recorded this one. No, no.
It's 2 or 3, 36.
All right. Because I hadn't turned this off.